should have stayed in the basement. Top 6 gaffes from Biden's latest presser. It's been a while since Joe Biden faced the press for an official conference. To be exact, it's been 300 days since he's done it. But last night, he opened himself up for questions, and apparently he was making up for lost time. It lasted for almost 2 hours and resulted in several bombshell moments for the president. It's tough to pick the top cringe-worthy moments. There are so many to choose from, but here are just a few favorites. This moment where he flat out refused to take responsibility for the failure in Afghanistan.
Take Afghanistan. I know you all would like to focus on that, which is legitimate. We were spending $1 trillion a week. $1 billion a week in Afghanistan for 20 years. Raise your hand if you think anyone was going to be able to unify Afghanistan under one single government. It's been the graveyard of empires for a solid reason.
When he would not answer as to whether or not Hunter Biden's involvement with an investment firm controlled by Chinese entities hindered his push for transparency from China about the coronavirus.
The answer is that I did raise the question of transparency. I spent a lot of time with him, and the fact is that they're just not being transparent.
Transparency on the coronavirus origins.
Yes.
And you did during the virtual summit. Is there a reason your press staff was unaware of that? And what did you say to the Chinese president?
And they weren't with me the entire time. Look, I made it clear that I thought that China had an obligation to be more forthcoming on exactly what the source of the virus was and where it came from. Yes.
When he was asked about why so many Americans doubt his mental fitness, and he replied with this really terrible answer.
I'd like to raise a delicate subject, but with utmost respect for your life accomplishments and the high office you hold. A poll released this morning by Politico Morning Consult found 49% of registered voters disagreeing with the statement, Joe Biden is mentally fit. Not even a majority of Democrats who responded strongly affirmed that statement.
Well, I'll let you all make the judgment whether they're correct.
Well, so the question I have for you, sir, if you'd let me finish, is why do you suppose such large segments of the American electorate have come to harbor such profound concerns about your cognitive fitness? Thank you.
I have no idea.
This time when he started to lose it on reporters about Democrat efforts to destroy our elections.
One more, sir. You campaigned and you ran on a return to civility. And I know that you dispute the characterization that you called folks who would oppose those voting bills as being Bull Connor or George Wallace. But you said that they would be sort of in the same camp.
No, I didn't say that. Look what I said. Go back and read what I said. And tell me if you think I called anyone who voted on the side of the position taken by Bull Connor that they were Bull Connor. And that is an interesting reading of English. I assume you got into journalism because you like to write.
So did you expect that would work with Senators Manchin or Sinema?
No, here's the thing. There's certain things that are so consequential. You have to speak from your heart as well as your head. I was speaking out forcefully on what I think to be at stake. That's what it is. And by the way, no one forgets who was on the side of King or Bull Connor. No one not done it. The history books will note it. And when I was making the case, don't think this is a freebie.
This absolutely embarrassing discussion of Russia that the White House is already walking back. He refers to the nation as Mother Russia, which was really weird.
The answer is that I think he still does not want any full-blown war, number one. Number two, do I think he'll test the West, test the United States and NATO as significantly as he can? Yes, I think he will. But I think he'll pay a serious and dear price for it that he doesn't think now will cost him what it's going to cost him. And I think he'll regret having done it. Now, whether or not, I think that, how can I say this in a public forum? I think that he is dealing with what I believe he thinks is the most tragic thing that's happened to Mother Russia.
And then there was this really sad moment where Biden lost his train of thought a bunch of times and seemed really out of it.
Well, could school reopenings or closures become a potent midterm issue for Republicans to win back the suburbs?
Oh, I think it could be, but I hope in God that look, maybe I'm kidding myself, but as time goes on, the voter who is just trying to figure out, as I said, how to take care of their family, put 3 squares on the table, stay safe, be able to pay their mortgage or their rent, etc., is becoming much more informed on the motives of some of the political players and some of the political parties.
The White House team has been forced to respond to several of the controversial comments made, and after seeing the negative response to all the Biden gaffes, it's safe to say we might be waiting another 300 days before Biden takes questions again.